Hello everyone, my name is Degni and this is a Heartfelt review, a series where I gush about games that I love immensely with every fiber of my being, and today I am talking about MRC, also known as Multi-Racing Championship for the Nintendo 64. Oh, MRC, this is a game I hold very close to my heart, one of the earliest memories with my dear Nintendo 64. I used to play this game with my dad when I was a kid, and the biggest takeaway was the fact that we could adjust the car settings to our liking. Well, granted, I didn't know any English at the time, so I just associated things with make car go fast and not spin. So everything was basically a trial and error situation. It is amazing revisiting a game like this now that I am an adult because I've recognized what I used to do and how I could improve it nowadays. So, before anything else, here's a little backstory about MRC. This game was released in 1997, developed by Genki, and published by Ocean in North America and Europe and by Imagineer in Japan, both which also have cars with their names in the game. MRC is an interesting cat because, on one hand, it's such a simple racing game. 9 racers to overtake, we always start last, and the goal was win. And there's only 3 tracks, each one being the easy, medium and hard difficulties, which is kind of fair I guess, but on the other, he offered a decent car game before San Francisco Rush arrived a couple months later, another banger of a game, and I'll tell you why. As I mentioned before, MRC allows the players to tune the car settings, like the tires being better for on-course and off-road, the suspension and aerodynamics for instance, because every track has 2 paths for you to choose, dirt and clear-ish road, either with its advantage and so on. So the catch is to tune the car with the path that you think is the best suited for each race. Cool, right? Well, yeah, the problem is that doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. See, the first race, Seaside, is the only good race for on-road vehicles because there's very few patches of dirt or grass that can be particularly annoying to drive through, and yet the off-road path is simply flawless for jeeps and trucks. The on-road paths are a scam, and I cannot keep quiet about it. Come on, Genki! How dare you give us the illusion that the road is equally as good for both choices? Well, the game's physics kinda fucking suck if you try to drive somewhat well, because guess what? If you drive too close to a wall, your car will collide with some invisible barrier and stop at once, or maybe even jump, losing you precious seconds. Braking is also optional in this game. It doesn't matter if you do it because the game doesn't know how to brake the car. You just slowly slide into a wall and lose seconds again. I mean, you can drift, but it's not really optimal. Trying to win with an on-road car here sucks, but if you choose an off-road car, maybe an off-road car that is the king of the road. Anyway, sorry, I got carried away there. Yeah, if you're struggling, just go for a 4-wheel drive vehicle and you'll easily win all 3 races in no time, even with an on-road car. Especially downtown, which is considered a hard one, has a sick shortcut at the end that trivializes the entire race. Now, one thing I've always loved about the game is that the first place is always a car from your garage with your colors. It's either a red GTV4, a blue Ocean truck, and I just love that. The recolors always popped me as a kid and they still do now. So, you won all the races, congratulations! Now you can face a rival. Match race is upon you. Pick your best car and beat the rival Hanya in all 3 races to unlock the beast. I love the rival races because this one in particular has a very reasonable opponent. They choose the on-road path, which is interesting. Lamau, what a loser. Don't they know it's the worst path? I mean, they'll still kick your ass if you're not driving optimally. Going versus the Hanya Vulcan is tough, so it might take you a few tries. Then you beat him, and a new rival appears. This time is the most ridiculous and annoying mosquito-ass car there is, Deus. Which is funny because they might be gods since they teleport no matter what and far behind they are from you. Yeah, Deus is bullshit. However, let me introduce to you to the most broken, overpowered, gorgeous and beautiful car in this game, the King Roder. King Roder is simply the most insane car in MRC. It does everything well. It even says on the side of the car, this is the best car, because hell yeah it is. You can even beat Deus going on road with it, but I still suggest keeping Deus close, otherwise they'll just jump ahead as they cheater! The plan here is tune the King Roller a little bit for off-roading and get good at turning without the game's collision fucking in the butthole, and there you go! 3 victories and Deus is also unlocked. Plus, all 3 races can be accessed now in mirror mode. Whoa, yay! Anyway, that's 100% completion of MRC. Definitely not a huge amount of content, some repetition and all, but the game pushes you to test different cars and see that all of them suck in comparison to the King Roller, so surrender yourself to the King. Fine, the GTV4 is also very good, and it's a 4-wheel drive too, so take your pick. And before I forget, the soundtrack is iconic to me with a huge nostalgic factor behind it, but honestly, the OST isn't bad at all. Very techno and D&B oriented for all 3 main tracks, legit bangers. Anyway, I rambled enough, but this is a beaut of a game. MRC, I do recommend only if you're into some jankiness occasionally, but otherwise it has aged quite well, I am not going to lie. Thank you for watching the video, and hey, consider liking, subscribing and all of that jazz. It helps channels like mine a ton. Thank you again and have a wonderful one.